Oh, can you feel it? Summer's coming. So here we are back at North Kilworth Wharf. I've got some more cladding coming today. We'll get that up. I think so. I want to get the next room done over the next day or two. The next room with the ceiling with the lights put in. So it means ripping down the one that I've already put up, taking all the wiring out, removing all that. I'm waiting for the wood to be delivered. And I'll show you the problems I've got with the wood that I already ordered inside the boat. But yeah, it's 3rd of February, so nice little warm pocket again, a couple of days before it goes back under -0. So yeah, let's get on with this weekend and get to work. Just got in, dumped everything down. This all looks good. Looks like all the glue at the end there's dry, so we can take them props down. But order of the day is get this ceiling out, get these lights out, strip out all the wiring. Wait for the next set of wood to come and start prepping that. Also in the meantime, I'm gonna just fix this floor a little bit and level it all out. So I might empty some of the boat out and get onto some work. But this looks great, held up well, it's all working fine. Yeah, on to the next bit. Now, last time I only bought 7 packs of cladding to do 2 rooms, and these ones are sold at 2.4 meters. And my ceiling battens are 2 feet apart, so they turned out a little short. I'll put one up and show you. Well, when I've cleared some space, I'll put one up and show you. So the plan was to put all these extra wide batten pieces on the battens, so I can marry the boards up. But I decided I didn't like it, and I've just bought extra boards. So as well as ripping the old ceiling down, I've got to rip out all of these that I put in as well to carry the extra gap. So that'll all come out as well today, but I need to clear some space, tidy the boat up, make myself some space to work, and also just shimmy the floor up a little, you know, 6 mil, something like that, so that bottom bit doesn't bend out. But yeah, it's nice to be back. Let's get to work. Also got these lovely vent covers off Amazon. Took me a while to find them. Most of the vent covers I looked at had big pipes coming off the back, but yeah, nice mesh grill at the back. Keep the bugs out, or at least the bigger bugs out, and well, maybe mosquitoes. No, keep mosquitoes out. Maybe I should find a mesh on. But you're never going to keep bugs out of a narrowboat. But I've got those, so they I like the look of them. There's one up. It's a little darker than the lights. It's going to be a mixed match of styles, I think, this boat. But it's my boat, and it's going to be the way I want. So yeah, quite like that. Happy with that. So yeah, very good. So now I think we're going to have to do a narrowboat shuffle and get rid of all this stuff further down that end to give me some space to work. Still waiting for the wood to come, and we'll see what happens when that arrives. Okay, that's some wood delivered. And the guy just going. Right, let's get this in and get sorted. Just pressure fit a board up. Haven't cut it at all. You can see how that space is a little short of 8 feet. So that's where the first lot of boards, the cladding fit. But yeah, just wanted to have a quick look. Haven't cut it yet. See how long it's going to be. I'm working out how I'm going to do the windows. I think I'm going to take these little bits off, put the board up, take the glass out, put the board up, and then just route through it with a collared router bit. I think that's probably just going to be the easiest and quickest way to do it instead of trying to line it all up. We saw what happened when I tried to line up the vents, so I think I'm just going to stick the board, take the glass out, stick the boards up, and route out the entire window. So yeah, but we'll get to that when we get to that. At the minute we're still on ceilings, still got a lot to do. I'm still moving everything over to the other side. I was going to start cutting some of these boards down, but I'm not really ready for that yet. So I'll put them back, set the bed up, shimmy everything down another 6 or 8 feet, and start on this next section. So yeah, cool. So it's about 1 o'clock. I've pulled everything back about 8 feet. This is awesome. I'd love to have a fully empty boat. There's a guy here building his boat and living on it at the same time. Can't imagine what he's going through having to move everything. So I've started the deconstruction. I've pulled the lights out. I've undone the little bits of the electrics that I've done. And I start ripping the ceiling down now. Not just ripping it down, you know, take it down carefully and undo all the screws and everything. And then yeah, we'll get that all stashed away, we'll get all the wiring away, and we'll get all the wood in, and we'll start doing some prep. was all a little bit easier and a little bit quicker than I thought. But yeah, we've got a blank ceiling now, so we'll get on to prepping some of the wood. In fact, first I'll show you why I had to buy new wood. So give me a minute, I'll set that up. So using an aqua prop or two to hold up the 2.4 metre cladding, we bump, up to the edge. We'll leave a little gap for expansion, but the idea of doing this in the winter is the metal's the coldest going to be and the wood has got the most moisture it's going to have, so it'll only expand and shrink. The metal will only expand and the wood will only shrink. So anyway, 2.4 metres is not 8 feet, it's 4 centimetres short. So I'm kind of glad that I only bought 2 rooms worth of the 8-foot cladding, or the supposed 8-foot cladding, the 2.4 metre cladding. So if you're doing these kind of projects, be careful of stuff like that. So that's why I have gone and got the 3 metre cladding, and then we'll get the chop saw out and cut it all down to fit the length to come halfway through to this batten here, and that'll be the kitchen, the galley ceiling. Yeah, cool, getting on with it. I realised with moving the table I've got no lights above it, so I've just jerry-rigged up these 2 little lights on 1 switch each. So just so I've got some spotlights over the workbench. Yeah, makes a difference. Cool. Yeah, on with the real job. So it's about 8:45. I've got 2 left to do. I've got a whole bunch. I've got 14 cut to size. They've all been heavily sanded. Some of them have been absolute nightmare, covered in terrible cut marks. I've not filmed any of it, I've just got on with it. Everything's had a really good hard sand. Everything's completely smooth. It's all got a nice thick heavy coat of varnish. I'm going to leave all that to dry overnight. Give them all a sand with 600 grit in the morning, 400, 600, something like that. We'll have a test, we'll see how it comes out. Then they'll get a second coat, just a little thinner second coat. Hopefully that'll dry pretty quick. And then we can start sticking the ceiling together. But yeah, 2 more to do. Trying not to make everybody hate me here at the boatyard by doing the power tools too late. It is well and truly night time. Completely pitch black. You've got to keep the window open because everything is covered in a fine layer of dust. I've been doing the whole thing in a dust mask, but my eyes are killing me now. But yeah, that's why I didn't set the bed up earlier. Everything is covered in a fine layer of dust. So yeah, phones, everything. So yeah, so cover your drinks up. Yeah, cool, get on with it. So last one, trying to get finished before 10, it's about 9 o'clock. So last one. All of the others are damaged. Out of 5 packs, so 25 boards, I've got 16 that work, which is nuts. So that might be an email. I mean, you expect 1 or 2 out of every 10 to be, damaged, defective, you can't use it, warped. You expect another 1 out of 10 to be slightly damaged but usable, but you don't expect, you know, 33% of the total contents to be damaged. So, but yeah, okay, we'll show you the last one. Last one, guys.
It is Friday night, actually.
Yeah, that'll be me. Back with the trade floor varnish, no nonsense, satin finish, as suggested, well not suggested, but that's what Andy from Nogan, Wales uses. So, and he's excellent. He's excellent. I've not seen woodworking like it. Yeah, if that lad isn't making money fitting out boats, he should be. He could charge a fortune for his work. He's fantastic. So check out Nogan, Wales if you haven't. Yeah, it's incredible work. Helps to have all that amazing machinery, gotta be honest. I'd love to have a table saw and a router. I'd love to have a router, see if I can borrow a router to do the windows at some point on the upper walls. So I'm giving these quite a thick coat. 3-4 brush loads just to soak into the wood. And then I'll go over it a couple of times just to soak up the excess. Making sure to get all the edges. Nice, even, long, continuous strokes. Trying to keep it all even. I'm trying to get good coverage. So I just do these crosses all the way down. Just make sure you get all the edges. Find this helps it work its way in everywhere it can get. And I'll do another good load up. Clear out from the edge, all the way down to halfway, flip it over, all the way down, just basically emptying the brush. Come all the way back up in one stroke. Excess from the edges. Come all the way down. Just do that a couple of times, making sure it's all soaking in and taking off the excess. Okay. Brush into the lid. The last one done. tonight's work finished. Now I tidy up, clean the materials, clean the room, make the bed, watch some YouTube. So Saturday morning, another lovely overcast winter English day. It's not too bad, about 10 degrees Celsius. Yeah, fun day today, let's get to it. I'm having so many lights on now on the battery. Just plugging it in, giving it a charge, just, you know, because it'll be on as the sun goes down and we start testing bits and gets the next set of lights up. So yeah, we get a fun day today. We get to put things together, get to do some electrics, and we get to see it all come together. So I've got these 16 boards. They've all had one coat, they all need another coat and a sand. And they might take a while to dry, so I should probably get on this as soon as possible. Yeah, cool. Just to show you how bad some of these actually were. Check out how bad the blade marks were on some of these. Now these are all rejects, these are all ones that are warped or broken. Or in one case there's like 10 knot holes in one of these. But yeah, so everything from super thin, dodgy cut on the tongue and groove. As you can see how thin that is there on the tongue and groove, but that's no good. A load of them broken, a load of them warped. Yeah, bit of a shame really. That's 9 out of 25 that I can't use. So it's just getting on for about 12 o'clock, 10 to 12, quarter to 12, something like that. I've sanded and revarnished all of these. They felt amazing. You know, they're a little bit rough when you first pick them up. Glance over with some 400 grit and they feel incredible. So I figured while I'm waiting for those to dry, I'll get on with some of the lower level electrics. So I'm going to just wire this switch up. I've put a kitchen switch in there with galley, and then I've put a little board up there, and I'll start running the wiring for the return for the switches. So I'll do the main power in on this one, and then I'll run the lights themselves from that one there. So yeah, we'll get on with this. I just had Nigel, the new boater, over. He's brought me a router to play with, which is awesome. I'm going to use that for the doors and windows, the hatches and the windows when it comes to the upper walls. So instead of trying to work out circles and work out the orientation and cut them out with a jig, or cut them out, you know, with a jigsaw, I'm just gonna poke through with an extended collar and roll around the windows. I have to take these side brackets off and possibly the top lock, but then we'll just, I'll show you on this one. I'll put the glass out. So we'll just go up and get the bit and roll around this inside collar and cut out perfectly flush to that, and then we can put some trim on it at some point later if we need to, if we want to. Cool. Yeah, but yeah, so let's just have a little bit of a walk and talk around with Nigel, showing him around the boat a little bit for his channel. So yeah, excellent router to play with and some router bits. Fantastic. Well, it's about 5 o'clock now. The sun is just gone down. Summer's coming, but it's not here yet. This has taken a little while longer than I thought. I'm glad I got all the main wiring done. Now it's just putting in the ceiling, cutting holes, cutting out lights, wiring in lights, cutting out light holes, and keeping them and wiring the looms in and cutting the spray foam out the wall. Yeah, continuing onwards and upwards. Okay, so it's like 10 past 9. Had no idea it had gotten so late. I've been doing this all day, but it's been it's had its challenges. I've just been doing a time lapse of the whole thing. Nearly there. Still haven't got the hole quite lined up. Pretty much exactly the same as the last one. We'll get there. I'm sure by the end we'll have it figured out. Got the last bits of the lights to go in. I did all the electrics the other way around this time. I did all the background bits first so that I can just plug the lights in basically, and it should just be ready to go. I've put it onto the main, I've put these lights onto the main extension that I'm running through all the way down to the back end. So they work fine, so that means there's power coming through it. So yeah, in theory, all I need to do is plug the lights in and turn the switches on. But we're not there yet. So this seam isn't the cleanest. But this whole thing will be covered with a strip of detailing to cover any edges and any seams. But it's not bad. It's not bad. We're getting on with it. Nearly finished now. So it looks like we're spending another night here at the boat. So yeah, let's try and get this finished tonight though. Last bit to do, let's get on with it. So it's about 11:45 now. It's getting pretty nippy. So yeah, so it's got kind of late, so I can't use any more power tools. I've nearly finished the ceiling. I've got 2 more panels to put up. I've finished all the wiring, but I'll have to put those up tomorrow because it's way too late now to use the drill and hammer in the boards. But yeah, well jazzed. So 3 lights over the sink and the kitchen worktop, light either side of the hatch. That's the galley lights on 2-way switches. So over here now, all 3 of these switches work. It's still a little bit of a mess where I haven't really kind of thought, you know, finished off where the lights are going to be, where the switches are going to be. So all of those switches work. Oh, it's so cool. Problem with the boat, you've got to move everything all the time. So yeah, we've got all the lights. Like I said, this seam isn't brilliant, but that's going to get some detail to cover it. For the most part, got all the lines lined up. On the camera, looking at it, the colours don't match, but they were never going to match. I was never going to sort it all out like that. But yeah, really happy. Really happy. Sunday morning, it's quite nice. It's cold, 3 degrees when I woke up. Top of the boat looks lovely in this light. Looks great. Could do with a clean. We'll need more paint obviously, maybe this year. But nice and quiet here at the yard. So it's about 2 o'clock Sunday afternoon. I've got that second room finished. Got the some of the conduit being glued in, so I'll leave that to set as I leave, and I'll finish that off next time I come back. But yeah, very happy. Very happy. Bedroom, bed light, and kitchen, a galley. So yeah, well happy. And then the second switch of the 2-way is just here. Yeah, awesome. Let's do more. Really feeling like it's starting to come together now. Just looking at walls and windows, and you know, taking measurements for upper and lower walls. Got a whole bunch of sheets. I think I've got 12 9mm sheets, so I can do down to here to line it completely, which is terrifying and awesome at the same time. So yeah, put the roof vent up. Yeah, it's fantastic. Nice and pretty roof vent. So just sat out on the bow, kind of getting ready to go home. Spend a few hours at home tonight before work tomorrow. I was tempted to start trying the walls, but I'm going to get the rope out a bit for that before I start putting that up. But yeah, not a bad weekend, a little bit long. Slept better last night, but it was much colder. It was like 3 degrees Celsius this morning when I woke up. So a little bit nippy. So still a little bit of time to wait till I'm here, you know, a little bit more regularly. But yeah, so quite happy with the weekend's work. There's quite a bit more work than I remembered from doing the first room. But it's all in, it's all up. There's quite a bit of reject. So I'll get onto Wix about that. But yeah, I'm really happy with this. It's starting to look really good. Like I said before, we'll have some trim to cover up these edges. So we'll have some trim that runs over that. I've tried to line them up as much as possible. It's not bad. It's a millimetre or two out here or there. But I doubt you'll really notice it once the rest of the boat's put together. But yeah, really happy. It's starting to come together inside. I've rejigged all the floor. So now this doesn't break whenever I walk on it, which is good. So also I'm going to cut some access ports in the middle of these. So these boards are 2 foot by 8, so I'm going to cut a 1 foot by 4 through the middle that I can lift up and adjust the ballast underneath if I need to adjust the trim on the fly. That's why I've moved these smaller boards to this side and the bigger boards on this side, because all of this side is where the furniture is going to go. I'm going to try and counter the weight out with some radiators on this wall. I figured big chunks of steel full of water right up against the edge of the wall should counteract any of the wood in the furniture that I put down this side. But yeah, so I think that'll do it for me for this weekend. So thank you very much for watching, everybody. I hope everybody's having a good time out there. Yeah, and I'll catch you on the next upgrade of the boat.